Hi guys, good evening and welcome back once again to The Edward. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I'll be giving you my very pleased, very happy, very satisfied, spoiler-filled film review for the latest sci-fi epic to grace us on the big screen starting tonight. I just got back from a screening, loved it. Avatar: The Way of Water. Oh, good. Such a good movie. So damn good. Before I get into all of that, of course, please be warned, this is a spoiler-filled review. So if you're if you haven't seen Avatar: The Way of Water yet and you plan to watch it some point this weekend, do not keep watching or listening to this review video, as I will be discussing spoilers, plot details, character stuff, all that jazz. That being said, you have been warned. Let's dive right back into it. First and foremost, after 13 very long years, it is so good to be back on Pandora with all of our favorite characters and creatures once again. I really loved the fact that that the heart of the movie, or the center focus of the film, was on the kids, on Jake and Neytiri's kids, and then the kids of the aquatic tribe as well, the water-based tribe. You know, I like that Jake and Neytiri still had a very big presence in this movie. They had very important roles, but I love that the fact that the majority of this film were spent on characters whom we haven't met yet, and were the possible continuation of this franchise. And I really loved the fact that they spent so much time with them, and that the story really followed around these kids, and what they did had consequences, and how them just being children, you got them into trouble and whatnot, like as it always happens with kids, but unfortunately had big, impactful side effects because of that. But man, I really enjoyed it. And gosh, the gorgeous scenery, gorgeous visual special effects. I mean, it looked amazing. Like, you could have convinced me it was filmed on another world underwater, and I would have believed it, because that's how good it looked. It was spectacular, visually spectacular, epic on a grand scale, amazing action and battle sequences, a fantastic, awesome underwater creatures, the plesiosaurs they rode on, the toucan or tulkan, the whales, the sentient whales, incredible, excellent underwater and surface water battle sequences, great character development. I love that we got to spend so much more time with Quaritch, who's still as nasty as ever, but it feels like there was more emotional depth to this guy. There was more emotional depth to all of these characters, at least the ones who were returning from the first film. You know, we met some new characters like General Ardmore. We didn't get to spend much time with her, but I'm sure she'll have a big presence moving forward in the franchise, if God willing, they do indeed make a third movie and a fourth and a fifth like they plan to. So let's get out there and watch this movie as many times as we can. But yeah, it was great. And there were these little beats that were reminiscent of the first Avatar film, like Jake and Neytiri's son first swim with the Tulkan when he first meets him for the first time, and Jake and Neytiri and their family having to learn the ways of the water-based Na'vi people. And oh man, it was just little things that if you remember the first movie well enough or watched it recently, you're like, oh, I see what they did there. Small little callback, very cool. God, it was good, and everybody was so good in it. I mean, especially a big shout out to Sigourney Weaver, who did a hell of a job playing an adolescent teenage girl. I wasn't sure how she was going to do it, but hey, she did it, and she did a great job. Everybody did a great job in this movie, and I hope to see the surviving characters come back. Now, with the number of children between Jake and Neytiri, I wasn't too surprised to see that one of them died during the final battle. Speaking of the final battle, I was a little concerned with how that was going to play out, mostly because I pictured two massive armies just engulfing one another. But then I realized they're probably saving that for a later movie, probably for the third or fourth film. And that's okay, because the final battle we got was still just as exciting, epic, satisfying, and very cool to watch, very fun, like the sentient whale launching himself onto the ship to save the kids, and then just the creatures that they flew on to fight the human gunners on the ship, the whalers, and then Quaritch and his Na'vi Marines. It was all so very cool. Like, this movie had so much emotional character depth, and then it was perfectly balanced out with incredible, spectacular visual and special effects and epic scaled action-packed sequences that make you sit glued to the screen the whole time. I mean, god damn, this was an entertaining, fun movie. I sincerely hope we do get more movies like this, because I live for these kind of movies. I absolutely loved Avatar. I loved Avatar Way of Water, and I sincerely hope we see more Avatar movies in the future. So let's get out there, watch this movie as many times as we can in theaters, because it's fucking great. Oh, I loved it so much. So much. I can't emphasize how much I enjoyed this movie. And I loved it for its character moments. I loved it for its action battle sequences, and I especially loved it for its fantastical, beautiful looking, amazing underwater creatures. And this movie really did check every box for me as to what I was hoping for and what I was expecting this movie to be, and it nailed it. It just nailed it. And I really hope that you guys sincerely enjoyed this movie as much as I did, because I absolutely loved it. What did you guys think of it? I'd love to hear your thoughts and feelings on it. Thank you so much for watching. Avatar The Way of Water is now swimming in theaters. Go watch it so we can get more of them. All right, everyone. Thanks again for watching. Have a great rest of your night. And of course, until next time, I see you.